Have you ever wondered why some people remain vibrant and full of life well beyond their mid-60s, while others face a faster decline? And what makes the extraordinary milestone of reaching 100 years old even possible? What if the answers to both could completely change the way you think about aging? In this video, we'll explore the real reasons older adults see a shorter lifespan past 65, and reveal the remarkable wisdom of those who have lived to 100. You'll discover not just the factors influencing longevity, but also 7 powerful, research-backed lessons drawn from the lives of centenarians. These insights could help you live a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. So, stay with me until the end, because the knowledge here has the potential to transform how you approach your later years. Let's begin. One key reason for shorter lifespans after 65 is the increased prevalence of chronic diseases. As we age, the risk of conditions such as coronary artery disease, heart failure, hypertension, various cancers, type 2 diabetes, strokes, and neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's rises sharply. These illnesses often develop over decades, shaped by genetics, environment, and lifestyle choices. Their effects are far-reaching, diminishing both physical and cognitive abilities, reducing independence, and raising the risk of premature death. The American Psychological Association, for example, highlights that heart disease and cancer remain among the leading causes impacting longevity. Stroke and diabetes account for nearly 2/3 of all deaths among Americans aged 65 and older each year. Cardiovascular diseases can lead to heart attacks or heart failure, while cancer often advances to dangerous stages if not detected early. A stroke may leave lasting neurological damage, limiting movement and speech, and diabetes heightens the risk of kidney failure, nerve damage, and vision loss. Neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's further complicate aging by eroding memory, thinking skills, and even the ability to perform basic self-care. These illnesses not only shorten life expectancy, but also place heavy emotional and financial strain on families. Preventive steps, such as regular screenings, early detection, and managing blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar, can help reduce these risks. Yet, the cumulative toll of chronic diseases remains one of the leading reasons for a shorter lifespan after 65. Another major factor is the cumulative effect of lifestyle choices. Habits formed in early adulthood, whether healthy or harmful, leave their mark decades later. By the time we reach 65, these patterns can shape either resilience or vulnerability. Smoking, excessive drinking, poor diet, lack of exercise, inadequate sleep, and chronic stress all contribute to disease, frailty, and reduced longevity. Even quitting smoking later in life may not erase the damage already done to the lungs and blood vessels, and years of heavy drinking can lead to liver disease, weaken immunity, and raise the risk of cancers, particularly those of the digestive system. Cancers of the mouth, throat, and esophagus are also linked to long-term lifestyle habits. Diet plays a crucial role. Meals high in processed foods, saturated fats, and sugars, but low in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins can lead to obesity, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and atherosclerosis. On the other hand, following a balanced eating plan, such as the Mediterranean diet, can lower the risk of heart disease and cognitive decline. Physical inactivity adds to these dangers by causing muscle loss, weight gain, and reduced cardiovascular health. Regular exercise strengthens muscles, boosts immune function, and helps guard against depression and cognitive decline. Chronic stress, especially when managed poorly, can raise cortisol levels, leading to inflammation, a weakened immune system, and a higher risk of anxiety and depression. Over time, these factors wear down the body's resilience, making it more vulnerable to illness and injury. While healthier habits later in life can improve outcomes, decades of poor choices often limit the body's ability to fully recover. reducing overall longevity. Physiological changes are another key factor. Aging naturally brings a gradual decline in the efficiency and resilience of nearly every body system, with these changes accelerating after age 65. This increases vulnerability to illness, injury, and chronic disease. Common shifts include a weaker immune system, loss of muscle mass and strength, sarcopenia, reduced bone density, osteoporosis, slower metabolism, and declines in both sensory and cognitive function. One of the most notable changes is immune system weakening, known as immunosenescence, which reduces the body's ability to fight infections, respond effectively to vaccines, and repair tissue damage, ultimately raising health risks. Conditions like pneumonia, influenza, and even certain cancers become more common as the immune system weakens. Sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, affects mobility, balance, and the ability to handle daily activities, raising the risk of falls and fractures. A single fall in an older adult with sarcopenia can lead to a hip fracture, prolonged hospitalization, loss of independence, or even death. Osteoporosis, marked by reduced bone density, further increases fracture risk, especially in the spine, hips, and wrists. It is particularly common in postmenopausal women due to declining estrogen levels, though men can be affected as well. A slower metabolism, another hallmark of aging, contributes to weight gain, reduced energy, and difficulty maintaining muscle mass, which can worsen conditions like diabetes and heart disease. Sensory declines, such as impaired vision and hearing loss, also threaten safety and quality of life. Poor vision raises the chance of falls, while hearing loss can lead to social isolation, a factor linked to depression and cognitive decline. Cognitive changes, from mild forgetfulness to severe dementia, further complicate self-care, decision-making, and independence. While these physiological changes are part of aging, their severity varies depending on genetics, lifestyle, and access to healthcare. Interventions like strength training, calcium and vitamin D supplementation, and mental exercises can slow some declines, but they cannot fully stop them. Ultimately, the combined effects of aging physiology strongly influence health outcomes and longevity after 65. Genetics also plays a meaningful role in lifespan and vulnerability to age-related diseases. Research suggests that heredity accounts for about 20 to 30% of longevity. A family history of exceptional longevity, such as multiple relatives living into their 90s or beyond, can point to a genetic advantage. Longevity is often linked to specific gene variants that help the body resist the effects of aging. Variations in genes like APO, FOX3, and SIR1 have been associated with longer lifespans and lower risks of Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, and certain cancers. On the other hand, some people inherit genetic traits that increase vulnerability, such as familial hypercholesterolemia, which raises the risk of early heart disease, BRCA mutations that heighten cancer risk, or mutations tied to neurodegenerative disorders like Huntington's disease. These genetic factors can influence when and how severely age-related illnesses appear, affecting life expectancy after 65. However, they are not destiny. Lifestyle and environment often work hand in hand with genetics to shape outcomes. For example, a person with a genetic risk for type 2 diabetes may delay or even prevent its onset through healthy eating and regular exercise. Today, advances in genetic testing allow people to identify certain risks early, opening the door to personalized preventive strategies that can help counter inherited vulnerabilities and support healthier aging. Environmental factors also play a powerful role. Over a lifetime, exposures to toxins and pollutants accumulate, and their impact becomes more apparent in older age. Long-term contact with air pollutants like fine particulate matter or nitrogen dioxide, contaminated water, heavy metals such as lead or mercury, or occupational hazards like asbestos can speed up aging and increase the risk of chronic diseases. Research shows that prolonged exposure to PM 2.5 is linked to higher rates of heart disease, respiratory illness, and cognitive decline, all of which can shorten lifespan. Socioeconomic conditions shape these risks as well. People in lower-income communities often face greater exposure to pollution, lack access to clean water, or live in poorly maintained housing with issues like mold or poor ventilation, compounding health challenges over time. Access to green spaces, linked to better mental health and more physical activity, is not equally available, and this imbalance further widens health disparities. Past exposures also matter. Living for decades in areas with industrial pollution can leave hidden effects that surface later in life as chronic illness. Tackling these environmental inequities through policy, such as improving urban air quality and ensuring safe drinking water, is essential for supporting longevity and narrowing gaps in healthy aging. Another key factor is access to quality health care. Comprehensive care plays a vital role in healthy aging and can greatly influence life expectancy after 65. This includes preventive services like vaccinations, cancer screenings, and cholesterol checks, as well as timely diagnosis and effective management of chronic conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and arthritis. Older adults who receive consistent care are more likely to maintain their health, catch problems early, and benefit from treatments that improve both lifespan and quality of life. For example, early detection of breast cancer through mammography can lead to successful treatment, while regular blood pressure monitoring can help prevent strokes and heart attacks. Access to healthcare is shaped by factors like socioeconomic status, geographic location, race, and ethnicity, all of which can influence outcomes and shorten lifespans. Rural areas, for example, often face shortages of providers and facilities, making timely care harder to get. Those without adequate insurance may delay treatment because of cost, allowing manageable conditions to worsen. Cultural and systemic barriers, such as language differences or implicit bias in medical settings, can deepen these gaps. Programs like Medicare work to close these divides, but challenges remain, especially for older adults with complex needs or limited resources. Expanding equitable healthcare access, including telemedicine and community-based services, is essential to support longevity and reduce disparities in aging populations. Mental and emotional health is another critical, yet often overlooked, factor in lifespan. Depression, anxiety, and chronic stress can weaken the immune system, raise blood pressure, and increase the risk of heart disease. Untreated depression in older adults is linked to poorer management of chronic illnesses like diabetes and higher mortality rates. Social isolation and loneliness, common in later years due to retirement, loss of loved ones, or mobility limitations, are also serious risks. Studies show loneliness can raise the risk of premature death by up to 26–29%, similar to smoking or obesity. Maintaining strong social ties, engaging in meaningful activities, and addressing mental health needs are vital for healthy aging. Community programs, volunteer opportunities, and counseling can help, while activities like learning new skills or pursuing creative hobbies keep the mind active and engaged. Supporting mental resilience can help reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Cultural attitudes toward aging also play a role. Societies that value older adults and encourage intergenerational connections often see better emotional health in their senior population. Integrating mental health care into routine checkups and creating inclusive, supportive environments are key to improving both longevity and quality of life. Now, let's explore 7 pieces of wisdom for living to 100. While there's no magic formula for reaching such an age, research on blue zones, regions where people enjoy exceptionally long, healthy lives, and the habits of centenarians worldwide offer valuable guidance. The first is to move naturally throughout your day. Centenarians rarely follow strict, high-intensity exercise routines. Instead, they weave gentle, natural movement into daily life. Gardening, walking to the market, tending to household chores, or dancing to a favorite song. These low-impact activities keep the body active without the wear and tear of aggressive workouts, aligning with the body's natural rhythms and promoting long-term sustainability. Why does this work? Studies, including those published in The Lancet, show that regular moderate activity such as walking, swimming, yoga, or Tai Chi lowers the risk of chronic illnesses like heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. Such activities also strengthen muscles and bones, improve cardiovascular health, and preserve mobility, all crucial for aging gracefully. How can you apply this? Find ways to move that you enjoy. Take a daily walk in a nearby park, plant a small garden, or choose stairs over the elevator. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate activity each week, as recommended by the World Health Organization. The key is consistency, not intensity. Even brief moments of movement, like stretching during TV breaks, can add up over time. In blue zones, such as Okinawa, Japan, and Sardinia, Italy, where people often live well into their 90s, daily life naturally includes physical tasks like farming or walking hilly terrain. This steady, natural activity helps maintain strength and mobility without the burnout that can come from rigorous gym routines. The second wisdom is to cultivate a plant-based diet with moderation. Centenarians' meals are often built around whole plant foods, vegetables, fruits, legumes like beans, lentils, and chickpeas, and whole grains such as quinoa, brown rice, or oats, along with nuts. Meat, when included, is eaten sparingly and usually comes from lean, high-quality sources like fish or poultry. A guiding principle for many, such as the Okinawan concept of hara hachibu, is to eat until about 80% full, avoiding the habit of overeating. Why does this work? Plant-based diets are rich in fiber, antioxidants, and essential nutrients that help fight inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which can speed up aging. A 2019 BMJ study found that diets high in fruits, vegetables, and legumes are linked to lower risks of heart disease, stroke, and certain cancers. Eating in moderation also supports healthy weight and metabolism. How can you apply this? Gradually add more vegetables to your meals, experiment with legumes in soups or salads, and choose whole grains over refined ones. Swap white rice for farro or add lentils to a hearty stew. If you eat meat, treat it as a side dish, and favor fish or plant-based proteins like tofu. Portion control can be as simple as using smaller plates or pausing mid-meal to check your hunger. In Ikaria, Greece, centenarians rely on homegrown vegetables, olive oil, and modest servings of fish or goat meat, paired with herbal teas and a little wine in moderation. These diets are nutrient-dense yet simple, built around local, seasonal ingredients. This way of eating is sustainable, supports overall health, and often aligns with environmental and ethical values. The third wisdom is to nurture strong social connections. Centenarians often live in close-knit communities where relationships with family, friends, and neighbors are a central part of life. These bonds provide emotional support, ease loneliness, and create a sense of belonging, vital for both mental and physical well-being. Whether it's sharing a meal, attending a community event, or chatting over coffee, regular social engagement is a powerful contributor to longevity. Why does this work? Research, including Harvard's Longevity Project, shows that strong social networks are linked to lower rates of depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. People who are socially connected also tend to have stronger immune systems and lower levels of stress hormones like cortisol. A 2015 meta-analysis in Perspectives on Psychological Science found that social isolation can be as harmful to health as smoking or obesity. How can you apply this? Make time for relationships. Schedule regular catch-ups with friends, join local clubs or volunteer groups, and participate in community activities like book clubs or religious gatherings. If distance is an obstacle, use technology, video calls, messaging, or social media to stay in touch. Even small gestures, like sending a kind message or hosting a casual get-together, can strengthen bonds. In Sardinia, Italy, multi-generational households are common, and elders are deeply respected. Village festivals, shared meals, and daily interactions keep them socially active, building emotional resilience and physical vitality. By prioritizing meaningful connections, you create a support network that enriches life and helps you face challenges with strength. A defining trait of centenarians is their strong sense of purpose, what the Japanese call ikigai, a reason to get up in the morning. It might be caring for grandchildren, pursuing a beloved hobby, volunteering, or contributing to a cause. Having purpose fuels motivation, strengthens resilience, and fosters a positive outlook on life. Why does it matter? Research from the Journal of Health Psychology shows that a clear sense of purpose is linked to lower mortality risk, better mental health, and improved stress management. People driven by purpose tend to adopt healthier habits, eating well, staying active, because they feel invested in their future. How can you apply this? Reflect on what brings you joy and fulfillment. Ask yourself, what makes me lose track of time? How can I contribute to others? This might mean mentoring, gardening, painting, or supporting a cause you care about. Set small, meaningful goals, like learning a new skill or helping a neighbor. If you're still unsure, explore new interests through classes or community events. In Okinawa, many centenarians remain active by teaching traditional crafts or tending family gardens, keeping their minds and bodies engaged through service to their community. The fifth wisdom is to manage stress effectively. Chronic stress is a silent driver of aging, raising the risk of heart disease, weakening immunity, and impairing cognitive function. Centenarians often weave stress reduction practices into their daily lives, spiritual rituals, time in nature, or simple relaxation techniques. These habits help maintain emotional balance and resilience. Why does this work? Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which can damage organs and accelerate aging. A 2020 study in Nature confirmed that persistent high stress can hasten biological decline, making stress management essential for healthy longevity. Neuroscience research shows that stress management techniques like mindfulness and meditation can reduce inflammation and improve brain health. Even brief moments of relaxation lower blood pressure and lift mood. How can you apply this? Try stress relief methods that suit you. Practice mindfulness meditation for 10 minutes a day. Use deep breathing techniques such as the 4-7-8 method, or spend time in nature, walking in a forest, tending a garden, or simply sitting outdoors. Journaling, prayer, or talking to a trusted friend can help you process emotions. If stress becomes overwhelming, seek professional support through therapy or counseling. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, many centenarians rely on faith-based practices and community gatherings to ease stress. Simple routines, like sipping coffee while watching the sunrise, bring daily moments of calm and reflection. By managing stress proactively, you safeguard both body and mind, allowing health and happiness to thrive. The sixth wisdom is to embrace lifelong learning and mental engagement. Centenarians keep their minds sharp by staying curious and active, reading, learning new languages, playing musical instruments, or solving puzzles. Mental stimulation is a cornerstone of cognitive health and overall well-being. Why does it work? Lifelong learning strengthens neural connections and builds cognitive reserve, helping delay dementia and other age-related declines. A 2016 New England Journal of Medicine study found that intellectually stimulating activities lower the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Staying mentally engaged also boosts mood and self-esteem. How can you apply it? Challenge your brain regularly. Pick up a new hobby, painting, coding, or chess. Read books on different topics, take online courses, or attend lectures at your local library. Even simple habits like doing crossword puzzles or discussing current events with friends keep your mind active. Stay curious by asking questions and exploring the world around you. In many blue zones, Centenarians stay mentally active through storytelling, teaching younger generations, and practicing traditional crafts. Their curiosity and openness to learning keep minds agile well into old age. A commitment to lifelong learning not only preserves cognitive function, but also enriches life with new experiences. The seventh wisdom is moderation in all things. Centenarians live with balance, avoiding extremes in diet, lifestyle, and habits. Alcohol, if consumed, is modest, often a small glass of wine with meals. This steady balance prevents the physical and mental toll of excess and supports sustainability. Why does it work? Overeating, heavy drinking, and overwork strain both body and mind. A 2018 study in Lancet Public Health found that moderate alcohol intake, about 1 drink per day, was linked to lower mortality compared with heavy drinking or complete abstinence. Broadly, moderation supports long-term health and emotional stability. How to apply it? Embrace a less is more approach. If you drink, limit it to 1 daily serving, and consider nutrient-rich options like red wine. Practice mindful eating with smaller portions, and balance effort with rest to avoid burnout. Periodically review your habits to be sure they align with your health goals. In Ikaria, Greece, many older adults enjoy a small glass of wine with dinner, paired with conversation and laughter. Their approach is relaxed, yet disciplined. Pleasure without excess. By embracing moderation, you build a lifestyle that's enjoyable and sustainable, paving the way for long-term health. As we close this exploration, acknowledging the challenges some face after 65 and the inspiring wisdom of those who reach 100, we'd love to hear from you. Which 1 or 2 insights resonated most deeply? Perhaps it's the lasting influence of strong social connections, the quiet power of moving naturally, or the deep sense of purpose that stands out most to you. More importantly, how will this knowledge turn into action in your own life? What is one small but meaningful step you can take, starting today or this week, based on what you've learned? Will you commit to a daily walk, reconnect more intentionally with a loved one, explore more plant-based meals, or devote time to a hobby that brings you joy? Sharing your commitment not only strengthens your own intention, but can also inspire others in our community. Take a moment to reflect, then share in the comments. What is one insight you've gained from this video? And what is one action you will consciously put into practice as a result? If you found this video thought-provoking and valuable, please like it, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more in-depth discussions and practical insights on health, well-being, and the art of living a long, fulfilling life. Your engagement helps us reach more people and continue creating content that matters. We look forward to hearing your reflections and walking this journey of healthy aging with you. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Healthy Aging Blueprint.